Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're working on the Mission Overland Summit again, and today I am doing some wiring. As always, I am just a amateur, and this is not a how-to. I am just having fun, so do this at your own risk. So what I am doing is adding an outlet inside of the camper. We are adding a inverter outlet, so I'm going to post all these products on in the description below. So for one, I've got a 3-wire flanged outlet that we're going to install inside, and then for whatever reason Mission Overland didn't include the remote for the For whatever reason, Mission Overland didn't include the remote for the Renogy inverter, and I found that this Wagon Tech remote is basically exactly the same, and it'll work on the Renogy inverter. So I got a remote. I got some direct burial Romex cable here to run to our new outlet. So first thing, I want to show you how we're going to get this done. Since this camper is so well built, it's going to be a little bit harder of a project than I was planning on, but in the end I think it'll be worth it. So let's go ahead and go to the front and I'll show you what we're doing. We finally have a beautiful day and I can finally get some stuff done out here. So in the front of the cabinet, you'll see that the Renogy inverter is right here next to the battery compartment, and there is a hardwired port here. I don't know if you can see that, but it's right back here in the back. So we're going to run our wire from there and then down through the bottom of the cabinet. And there are some grommets already installed for the battery wiring, which are back in this corner. Underneath the front of the camper, here is the storage box, and there is a grommet here with battery wires and whatnot, so we should be able to get our new 120 line through there and then run it along all the existing wiring here. And then the battery wiring here enters the frame right here in the corner, and there is plenty of play there, so I can get our wire through there. The big thing with the Mission Overland camper is that they've really armorized the bottom of it with this aluminum skid plate. So what I'm gonna have to do is make a hole in the skid plate. I tried removing it with replacing these rivets, like cutting them off and pulling off the skid plate, but they've like glued or used some VHB tape or something to attach this, and it's just going to be a huge pain to try to get that off. So what I'm going to do is cut a hole right here in the corner so I can get my hand in there, and that actually goes up into the compartment in the camper underneath that we can run our wire through to get into the main body. Alright, I am using a oscillating tool. Hopefully I can get it started. If not, I'll drill a hole. If I can't get it started, I'll drill a hole, but I'm using a carbide tipped blade and then using some WD-40 to lubricate it. Always wear your safety glasses. Yep, I'm gonna drill a hole. It's all spray foam. So I'm drilling through the bottom of the camper here in the corner, and then I'm going to just drill through the spray foam. And while I'm at it, I'm going to be adding something else, I guess, so stay tuned for that. But I need some wire for another project that's going to go on the other side of the camper, so I'm just drilling a hole through the bottom here, and then it'll drill through the spray foam, and then I've got some more, hopefully it'll fit through there. It's the only size drill bit I've got. I've got some more spray foam that I can fill the hole width once I'm done. So I'm gonna make a small hole first. All right, well. I need something to stick through so I know where it is. Okay, I'm just sticking apparently this wood dowel through here so I know where my hole is, which is right there. And get under here, see where it is. And kind of use the dowel to ream out the foam a little bit. There we go. So maybe I can just, maybe. Okay. Let's see if I can get the wire through the spray foam without messing around too much here. Okay, so we got the wire through under the skid plate, and now it's into this compartment, and that'll allow us access to the rest of the camper. I'll clean that up here in a little bit. So what I'm gonna do with this is in this corner, here, I will run this wire, and I'll put a junction box back here in this corner, and then I'll run a line into the camper where we'll have our inverter switch as well as an outlet, and then that'll give me an opportunity later through this junction box to run through this cabinet, and then we can have an outdoor outlet on that side in case we want to plug something in. But anyway, I need to go see if I have a junction box because I'm not sure I do. Alright, so it's been a week since I've worked on this project. I've had to go to the store so many times that I just kind of gave up. So I am back at it. It's a beautiful day. Got a really nice day to do this. So last time I realized that I forgot to put in the wire for the inverter switch, and it's kind of permanently attached to the inverter switch. So I need to run this first all the way through here, and that means making a hole in the cabinet here to mount the switch into. So go ahead and get started on that. So basically what I'm just going to do is put this against the cabinet, and then just trace around it, use a drill to drill a couple of holes, and then use a metal blade to cut around it. So yeah, the cabinets in here are all aluminum, so it's going to be kind of a fun little time getting this in there. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. Alright guys, so I'm going to be putting it obviously right below the radio so it's easy to get to from the door. So there's the switch. It's going to go right there. So what I used was a drill and a drill bit, and basically I traced around the back of the switch, and then I drilled holes in each corner, and then just used a saw, a multi-tool saw basically, and then got a metal bit. Make sure when you're doing that, I just sprayed the blade every once in a while with some WD-40. That keeps it lubed up so it doesn't burn out the teeth. So I can get this. I'm gonna clean all this up. I've got kind of a mess, and then we'll get this put in and get the wire ran out the front box. Alright guys, so I got this in and I drilled a couple holes. So what I did was 3/16 because I've got some 3/16 rivets. So I'm going to give rivets a try. These holes are a little bit tapered, but I think I'll be able to get rivets in there. And then get the little remote. All right, got it riveted in. I just have this cheapy arrow riveter, and then I just use these 3/16 rivets, and I think it looks pretty dang good. So I'll be able to turn on the inverter from inside. So from here, there's the control wire. We'll run it out that hole that they kind of left us there, and then go from there. Okay, so we got the control wire through the cabinets on the inside of the camper. I do need to make a bigger hole than the one we made last week, because we're gonna have to fit the power wire as well as the control wire, and then I've got another wire for another project I'm doing at the same time. So yeah, I'll make a hole, bigger hole, and then get the wire run. I'm using a 3/4? Yeah, to go straight down. So I picked up these little rubber grommets. They're supposed to be 3/4 inch, so we'll see, but that'll, you know, make it look a little bit nicer, and the wires will pass through that. As always, I'll leave links to Amazon. So the first thing I need to do is probably get this wire through there, get the power wire back up through there, and then I do have some 12-volt wire I need to run. So I'm just getting the control wire through there, and then I can use this to pull my other stuff back through. Again, I'm just using some all-weather, it's South wire, it's not Romex. Romex is a brand, but anyway, it's a outdoor rated wire. And then I'm also running some power wire for some LED lights, so make sure you stay tuned for the next iteration of this video, because I'm going to be running some LED lights for the awning on the other side. So I'm just going to use some tape, electrical tape, and tape it to the control wire we just ran through there, so then I can use it to pull back up into the body of the camper. And I always make sure, leave a little pull tab so you can get the tape back off. And it's a little bit of a weird angle here, so, oh, well, it went right through, so not so bad. So we got the wire through, so I'm going to untape this so I can pull my control wire back down. And then they do have a wire cover that goes through here already. I think I'll try to use that to get our wire across, otherwise I'll just zip tie it there. And this wire I need to run long enough because I'm going to put a switch inside the cabin for these LED lights that I'll be running. The next thing I need to do is get the control wire and the control wire up into this box, and then we can run it up to the inverter itself. I've already run our power wire through this grommet, so I'm going to try to get our control wire through there, which is going to be so I think what I'll do is pull a little bit of that wire down so I can use it end of our control wire, and yes, we will tape the end of this, God, and hopefully we can get it through this hole I don't know, this is going to be kind of difficult, I think. Because it's a blunt.
Hey, Max.
And
Good job.
what's he doing, garden?
No.
Hey, come here. Max.
I know. You sense the tension.
Max, you are funny. Well, I did get the control wire through there. I did have to pull out my power wire completely to get the head of this thing to fit through there, and then I re-ran the electrical line. But this should allow us to plug it in. Clicks in, turn it on remote, try out the button. So here's our new button. She works. So I have power. Well, at least I have control. So now we just need to run a power outlet. I'm not sure if I'm going to put one here, or here, or here, or I don't know where I'm going to put it. So I got to figure that out first. We have a power plug. Ordered this on Amazon. Again, I will post a link in the description, but it's kind of a waterproof deal because it's got a rubber gasket that seals it up. So I'm not sure if I want to put it here, over here. I don't know. What do you think?
Let's talk.
Okay, so I'm running the electrical line through the base cabinets so you can see the hole down there where I've run wire for the switch, and I'm just running it through this cabinet down here. So a lot of the wiring for this camper is down in this corner, so I will follow that line and then zip tie it in later because apparently I don't have any. So our outlet we are going to put right here below the switch. Kind of makes sense. The main reason why we're doing this is we ended up out in the cold and the cooktop outside, gas cooktop, didn't work very well with the wind, so I wanted to get a electric kettle. So when we put the outlet here, just like that, we'll be able to plug this in and set it right here on the tabletop. Or if we ever wanted to get like a single induction cooktop and make like, I don't know, something real quick in here, that'll allow us to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill a hole there. I've got a 1 3/4 inch bit hole saw, and we're gonna go right, I don't know, right here in the middle, I guess. Okay, now that we got our hole drilled, I can run this through there. Okay, I need a screwdriver. So there's a green screw for the ground. The silver screw is white, and then copper is, or not copper, but brass is your line. As per usual, all of our connections made. We can put this little seal around it so nobody can touch it and hurt themselves. I'm going to rivet that on just like I did here. So I'm going to drill some 3/16 holes for the top and bottom. That can go there, and then we'll rivet it on. we go. We have a plug. So we got our wire coming from the inverter here. I'm going to be putting it in a junction box so I can add later if I need to, service it, whatever. Kids screaming. It's a nice day outside. Strip back the grounded conductor and the line. And I'm just using some wire nuts to connect them here in the box. And again, this will allow me to expand if I really wanted to. So my thought is we may want an outlet by the kitchen. And that's actually, the kitchen's here, so it'd be really easy to send wire across there. So this box will make it easy to do that later. We have a lid for the box so nothing falls in there and shorts anything. So that'll go, jeez Louise.
They're very happy.
They're very emotional. The inverter has a couple ways to hook stuff up. So you have plugs in the top. You can see there's 3 there. And then there's a direct wire right here, which is what I did. So you can see our gray wire coming off of the direct wire, and then you cover it with this little cover. And then on the top, we can either manually turn it on, or there is a, you turn it to the left, and that allows the use of the remote. So we'll turn it to remote. And I do have a tester here, so it'll tell us if this is working. So right now, there's nothing open. Turn that on. And then, there you go. 120 volts. Isn't that fun? So our next test is, I'm gonna put some water in there and see how long it takes to boil with our inverter. Okay, we're gonna open the clock and a timer. Oops, stopwatch. And we are on battery power. Turn on that inverter. Plug this sucker in and turn it on. So I'm going to start the timer there, and we'll also check the battery app. So if you look here, our battery currently is at 57%, and we are currently using, it's on this main page, 70 amps. So it says at 50% we can run this thing for over like 1 3/4 hours, 1 hour 3/4, whatever. So
An hour and 45 minutes?
well, yeah, 1.6 hours, whatever. And our battery is currently only at 56%. So, you know, that didn't sound very good.
This is as entertaining as literally watching water
Well,
boil.
we're not gonna... Stop it. Hey guys, we are at 5:35. So not too bad. That was a fun little project. Hopefully at some point, you know, we'll get to use that out camping. I really wanted this so we could make coffee in the morning inside and not have to get up, and you know, when it's cold out and we want some coffee or tea, we can make it inside, so it'll be super easy. And then yeah, you can charge your drill batteries and, you know, whatever else off this plug. So I guess I'm done. Am I done now?
You've done it all.
That's it for this project. It was pretty fun putting in the inverter switch as well as the plug. If you have any questions or concerns, comments, whatever, put them down in the description below. As always, I'll leave links for the products that I've used here. And yeah, see you on the next video. Hit that like button, hit subscribe. See you next time.